Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Vampire Clan in ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generator game. When we left off in the previous episode, we welcomed a litter of 3 vampire kittens, which was very, very exciting for us because finally it felt as though we were making some progress on our numbers that have been very detrimental lately. Now I did go back and check the end of Season 1 for Luminous Clan to see how many cats we had, because I did make a comparison in the last episode and said that apparently we were doing better back then. But in Luminous Clan, at the end of Season 1, we had 19 cats. 19 guys. And I realized that Vampire Clan hasn't gotten to the end of Season 1 just yet. We are like over the halfway point though. So I feel as though we definitely need to be growing. But we're just taking so many hits, and getting the 3 kittens, it was exciting. Now, I have played a little bit off camera because I wanted to give the clan just a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a nudge in the right direction. So I'm gonna catch you guys up on what happened while we were away. And pretty much it's like we spent 1 moon away. But it was Moon 31 when we left off. On Moon 32, Grandmaster Shivering Star overcame his grief. Lightsong recovered from White Cough, but then Lightsong wandered the territory a bit too long and came back with Frostbite. And it is now Moon 33, which means the kittens are 2 moons old, but they have opened up their eyes and you can kind of see them hanging around in the nursery. So I want to take a look at the kittens over here in a second, but guys, I have to warn you, it is now Leaf Bear, but Leaf Bear has brought with it terrible, terrible tidings. So let's start off in the leader's den. So we have obviously all our hostilities over here with the vampire hunters. Let's see what's been going on. Vampire Clan's surprise attacks on Gossamer Clan have been increasing significantly lately. So not only this time around, were the vampires the one to declare war on Gossamer Clan, the vampire hunters, but now that Shivering Star has recovered, he pretty much picked up the amount of surprise attacks that he was doing on the vampire hunters as well, trying to rally the cats around him. The war with Gossamer Clan is beginning to disrupt the daily lives of Vampire Clan, forcing them to adapt to new routines and living situations in order to better defend themselves. And then guys, this is the crushing tidings that we got. Fire Ivy stayed behind and fought a losing battle to give Blue Jay, her mother, time to escape. Which means Fire Ivy did not make it, guys. She actually died in a battle that I think Shivering Star and the vampires initiated. And then it got, the news went from bad to worse, because then we found out that Ivy's kit, the only female in her litter, has gotten Kittencough. And we know how deadly Kittencough can be. Although I have to say, from my experience, I think I've had a 50-50 experience. Half the kits survive and half of them don't, so I don't know how this is going to pan out. But that would be such a huge blow. Fawn Kit is being comforted by Quiet Flight after having nightmares about the big bad Gossamer Clan cats. So Fawn Kit is now, after the death of Fire Ivy, is having nightmares about the vampire hunters coming for him and his siblings. Blue Jay fusses gently with Fire Ivy's fur, hiding the evidence of what killed her. She wants to remember her as she was in life, not like this. She can't be bothered to get up out of her nest the next day, refusing to speak a word to those around her. And then Master Burnleaf looks at all the cats sitting vigil for Fire Ivy, and wonders how any of them will cope without Fire Ivy in their lives. As the days pass, he becomes angry and withdrawn. It feels like the entire clan is just moving on from Fire Ivy's death, which he refuses to do. And that was his favorite daughter as well, the daughter that he felt had so much potential. The past moon, Fire Ivy has taken their place in Star Clan. Vampire Clan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Moments of their life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners, as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting place. Fire Ivy! I'm so sad, guys. Fire Ivy was my favorite in her litter. And she left. I don't know what it is. I almost feel like the bright cats in like Vampire Clan are almost cursed. Because if you think about it, in the beginning we started off with so many bright cats, but all our bright ginger cats, they kept dying one after the other. It's almost as though the clan can only stand to have like 2 bright cats at a time. And Fire Ivy was fine up until Fawn Kit was born, and then suddenly Fire Ivy has died. I don't know, is it a curse of the vampires? Oh, but let's take a look at the kittens, guys. Let's take a look at our kittens who have opened up their eyes. So we have Pine Kit over here, who yes, has that greenish tinge and looks even more green with those beautiful emerald eyes. He has retained his fearlessness and he is constantly climbing. So he seems like he's the trouble kit, almost like, who was it? I think Dusty Cave was when she was young. So I think Pine Kit's father did a good job in like hiding or planting herbs in like hard to reach places. So we have Pine Kit, then we have Ibis Kit, who has Kittencough. So we're gonna take a look at her over here, see how she was, or she would be if she was healthy. So this is her. She looks adorable. She's got green yellow eyes, which is very similar to I think what her father has, but it's not quite the same. But here we go. This is her. Adorable little kitten. She has also retained her fearlessness, but she is quick-witted. So I feel like she is the one who's able to get out of trouble easier than her brother, because she like talks her way out of it. Hazel Pelt, his eyes were what? Green yellow? Actually, wait, no, they have the same eyes. What am I going on about? They have the same eyes. Ibis Kid has the eyes of her father. I don't know why I thought they were different colored, but no, she has her father's eyes. And then we have Fawn Kit. Fawn Kit with his beautiful blue eyes and his coat that looks so much brighter now that he's a bit older. He's retained his attention-seeking personality. He's quick to make peace though, and I think that comes from his fear of the vampire hunters. I think maybe, you know, because he wants, like, he's so desperate for attention from his parents as the forgotten younger child. He's kind of paranoid and worried that the wrong things are going to give attention to him. And obviously, when it comes to things like vampire hunters, I imagine he's not a very vengeful cat. He's quick to make peace because he just wants to survive. But guys, he looks so pretty with his blue eyes. And you know, I had an inkling that when Fawn Kid opened his eyes up, he would become my favorite, and I think that is the case. Fawn Kid from this litter, I think, is my favorite. So if you guys have one, let me know. But yeah, I think it's Fawn Kid for me. Just that ginger coat with the contrast of those blue eyes. It looks so pretty. So pretty. And he has like an adorable thing going on with, you know, him having nightmares about the vampire hunters. But that's what we have with these guys. Let's go ahead and check up the medicine cat den. Let's see. Light Song was given dandelion as treatment for frostbite. Quiet Flight was given oak leaves as treatment for recovering from birth. Rosemary was used for Fire Ivy's body. And then Hazel Pelt could not find any herbs this moon. And let's check up on relationships. Now, I don't know if Fire Ivy would have gotten to interact with the cats before this particular battle, or if this battle happened like in the very beginning, but I guess we'll see. Blue Jay and Master Burnleaf make an elaborate plan to evict a predator from the clan's territory. So yeah, I mean, that's the other thing that just gets me, that Blue Jay, Burnleaf, and, you know, their children, they were having like these patrols as a family together, and Blue Jay and Burnleaf were getting along together a lot more. You know, they were bonding, and look, even now these two, they were making plans to evict predators from their territory. They were like as a unit getting along very well. Blue Jay gets excellent advice from Pine Kid about something she had been worrying about. Master Burnleaf talks with Ibis Kid about some clan drama. I wonder what drama they would have been talking about. Since nothing negative has happened before this point, we'll probably talk about something afterwards maybe that occurs. And then Master Burnleaf notices that Quiet Flight overslept. I mean, maybe this is the drama, but honestly, Burnleaf, you're gonna tell Ibis Kid that her mother's oversleeping? Like, what drama is there in that? I don't know. Twilight Fade thinks that Fire Ivy's very creative. Okay, so Fire Ivy did get to interact with these cats. So the battle must have happened later. Ay. And I imagine because, he thought Fire Ivy was creative, maybe even Blue Jay had that impression and she kind of thought that it was okay to leave because Fire Ivy would somehow come up with a way to get away from the battle unscathed. Twilight Fade doesn't tell Fawn Kid that he forgot to groom a part of his fur. Grandmaster Shivering Star is able to work together with Owlfeather. Blue Jay goes out of her way to help Grandmaster Shivering Star with something without being asked. Lightsong sees Twilight Fade stumble while hunting and thinks it's cute. Oh, look at that! So these two are spending time with one another. I really wasn't sure how, their relationship would progress with one another. But Lightsong, it seems as though, is getting along well with Twilight Fade because she finds him very, very cute. And obviously now the way they view each other has changed. But I love this. We already knew he was a softie on the inside, but I love that Lightsong is getting to see this new side of him now as his mate. Something that he probably guards from the others, Master Burnleaf lets Quiet Flight know that a clanmate was talking badly about her. Ibis Kit does something that makes Quiet Flight's day a little happier. Okay, that's adorable. Let's see. And Ibis Kit is, I think, her father's favorite. Yeah, I think Ibis Kit is her father's favorite, and they have the same eye color. Oh, he would be crushed. He would be so stressed that Ibis Kit has Kittencough, actually. Fawn Kit tells a clanmate that Hazel Pelt did a great job today. Oh, look at Fawn Kit. He's so nice. He's so nice about his father. Hazel Pelt, Lightsong, and Fire Ivy had a nice talk while eating. Hazel Pelt and Fawn Kit accidentally startle one another. Owlfeather is grossed out by something Pine Kit did. Sunnytail thinks the clan's ancestors smile upon Quiet Flight. Fire Ivy has been spending time with Blue Jay lately. Oh, she was spending time with her mother. Her mother, whose life she saved. Pine Kit and Blue Jay chat about clan news. Maybe they were talking about, the kittens. Pine Kit and Blue Jay talking about the kittens and how the seasons are changing. Who knows? They might even have been talking, actually. The news they were talking about, it could have been the fact that maybe Pine Kit actually asked Blue Jay, has this always been the way that we, go and we do surprise attacks on the vampire hunters, or we attack the vampire hunters? Maybe Pine Kit, as a young one, is finding this exciting because he's fearless. And Blue Jay is saying that, no, this has not always been the way. We are not usually the ones to initiate these wars and these battles. In fact, we try to stay away from them and protect ourselves as much as possible from the vampire hunters. Hazel Pelt gets a bug off of Ibis Kit's pelt and takes it out of camp. Look at him, he's being attentive to his favorite child. Fawn Kid thinks Quiet Flight is a very good listener, so some mother-son bonding time. And then, of course, we had that surprise attack, so I'm assuming Shivering Star led the cats on a surprise attack, and he chose Fire Ivy and Blue Jay to come with him. And then when they realized they're losing the battle, Fire Ivy, she felt it was important for her mother to save herself. And Blue Jay probably thought that Fire Ivy, being really creative, would find a way to get out of it, but then when she came upon Fire Ivy's body, she, I don't think, could believe that her daughter was gone. Oh, Fire Ivy. I find it very interesting that Fire Ivy, or I suppose in a lot of ways it makes sense that Fire Ivy, even though she's young, that she would put her mother's life above hers, because we know that Fire Ivy has been, for a few moons now, the kind of cat who I think from the later moons, like the later stages of her fledglinghood, who's felt as though she doesn't want to be a vampire, who feels as though she was meant to be a normal cat, or wishes she was a normal cat that didn't have to worry about these things, worry about vampire hunters and urges. And I think going on this battle and going to this war, being engaged in this war with the vampire hunters, I think it would have reinforced the idea that her life as a vampire doesn't have much meaning to her, and so it wouldn't even have been that big of a decision to tell her mother to save herself and kind of give her life in the process, because I don't think Fire Ivy felt as though her own life, was worth protecting. Okay. Yeah, and then we have obviously Fire Ivy's parents really stricken by her death. So that's what we have for events, guys. Let me cut the recording here and we'll continue with the cat list. Okay, it is time for us to take a look at the cat list. First up, we have loyalties, and there has been a bit of a change. So Sunnytail has now become loyal to Shivering Star once more, which you might think is strange given that his sister just died, but yes, died defending their mother. And Sunnytail, I feel like, is always kind of influenced by his emotions, or a little bit fragile with his emotions, sensitive perhaps, being a nervous cat. And I think there are times when he might not think clearly because of that. And right now, I think he's being very tunnel visioned, and instead of thinking of why that battle took place in the first place, I think Sunnytail is blaming the vampire hunters for killing his sister. And so he feels as though Shivering Star is in the right to try and basically wipe out the vampire hunters, because without the vampire hunters, the vampires wouldn't have to worry about threats like this. So that's why Sunnytail has once more become a loyalist to Shivering Star. That aside, we did have some changes in relationships that I took note of. The first one was with Twilight Fade, who has had a romance increase with Light Song. So it seems as though things are going well for them. And, they had that little hunting trip with each other where Twilight Fade was surprisingly fumbling around or stumbling around, and Light Song actually found it very cute. And I feel like already these two, their relationship with each other, even though it was made it was a formal match, it was already different because they knew each other and they were really good friends from beforehand. So I think that has made everything so much easier for them. The second change I noticed was with Light Song herself. So she also has had a romance gain or increase with Twilight Fade. So this is mutual on both sides with Twilight Fade and Light Song. They are actually really happy to be mated to one another, and they're really happy that they are hopefully going to have a family at some point. But obviously right now I think it's a bit difficult because Light Song is constantly fraught with some sickness or other. She had white cough, and after healing from that she immediately got frostbite. So, she needs to be in better health for them to think about any of that. But they are feeling quite, I think, at peace with one another and being around each other. It's like they're learning or exploring new sides of each other, new aspects, which are bringing them closer together. So that's what I noticed with these two. Obviously, we're not going to be going to the Whisper because the Whisper is the one in the relationship right now. So let's just go ahead and see what all the cats are doing for the day. Grandmaster Shivering Star is relaxing in camp. I feel like this would grate on some of the cats. It would most definitely grate on Burnleaf, who just lost his favorite daughter and has been and is an anti-loyalist. He's been an anti-loyalist for a long time. I think this would absolutely grate on him, that after causing this battle, Shivering Star is then relaxing. He has the audacity to relax in camp. Master Burnleaf wonders what Fire Ivy is up to. Oh, in StarClan, because he just cannot accept that, she is gone. Hazel Pelt is heading to the dirt place. Twilight Fade is surprisingly on task today. Blue Jay is looking forward to the next gathering. Twilight Fade has become more argumentative, I think, recently, but I feel as though knowing the current state of the clan, he's trying to, be on task. And also, this is just going back to the fact that he was stumbling with Lightsong and she found it cute when they were hunting. He is a great hunter. He's an unusually strong fighter and a great hunter. He doesn't make mistakes. So I definitely think he's opened up a new soft side to himself, like an inner core that none of the other cats have seen, especially for Lightsong, because she is now no longer just his former fledgling, she is his mate. So she gets to see this side of him that he would not show anyone else. Okay, Blue Jay is looking forward to the next gathering. Quiet Flight saw a kitty pet sitting calmly next to a dog. Lightsong is a bit annoyed today. Owlfeather hissed at anyone who got too close to Fire Ivy's body, refusing to let go. This makes a lot of sense because I remember these two sisters being very close to one another growing up. In fact, Fire Ivy was actually close to both Owlfeather and her brother, Sunnytail. Owlfeather and Sunnytail were the ones who weren't really close. So this would definitely hit both of her siblings very hard. And then Sunnytail defensively states that he doesn't need any comfort about Fire Ivy's death. So the two siblings are having very opposite reactions. Obviously he misses his sister, but he's trying to, act like everything's fine, that he can deal with this. He's an adult, but really, you don't have to deal with this, 16 moons is not so wise and experienced that death should stop affecting you. Pine Kit is trying to force his way into being allowed to guard camp. Ibis Kit wants to guard the nursery. And Fawn Kit is feeling underappreciated. And we know that Pine Kit, I think, was talking to Blue Jay about, how exciting, before the battle happened, I think he was talking about how exciting going and attacking the vampire hunters are and whether the clan has always done this. And she was telling him no, but he's fearless. Obviously, this is something that thrills him. Ibis Kit, also like her brother, wanting to guard, not just the whole camp, but she's kind of sick, probably stuck in the medicine cat den, but she wants to guard the nursery. So guard her siblings, protect her siblings. And then Fawn Kit, I think he wishes he got more attention from his parents. But okay, that's all we have for the cat list. Let me cut the recording here and continue with patrols. Okay, let's resume with our patrols. We currently have 64 prey and we need 26, so we don't have to worry about food. It absolutely breaks my heart that we are no longer going to have the family patrols that we were having for a couple of moons. But okay, Hazel Pelt, the Nightstalker, is going to go out first. Let's see what he finds. Hazel Pelt heads out on a herb gathering patrol, searching for the evergreen, ever-reliable horsetail to harvest for the herb stores. Proceed. Hazel Pelt is distracted today and it affects his work. The patrol is unsuccessful. Yeah, his daughter has Kittencough. Of course, he is distracted. And they had a death. So we have Sunnytail, Owlfeather, and Grandmaster Shivering Star going out. It's so wild that Fire Ivy's death has now forced these two to actually spend time with each other as siblings when they used to avoid each other beforehand. I feel like it's mainly been Owlfeather who doesn't really want to spend time with her brother. Maybe because she's always felt as though her brother can't keep up with her. I don't know. But now, they don't have an option. They're the only ones left with each other and for each other, So let's see what they get up to. On their way to mark the far corners of their mountain, Sunnytail starts telling a story of their ancestors to keep every cat entertained. Proceed. It keeps the cats' minds off their sore paths and the sharp stones they walk on. The patrol goes quickly and easily. It's very fascinating that they actually for once are getting along. Obviously, sometimes things like, death, it does bring, it brings family members closer together. Okay, well, guys, that is all we managed to get done for today. It was a very heartbreaking moon, I think. With a lot of things that we really didn't want to hear. But okay, guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.